That's up 2 hours.
240 looking for.
It's up for 2 hours.
240 looking for. Gas flooring.
Off the weekends.
20, 40 looking for. 240. Going what? Twice? Sold.
Once we get you,
You know. Team number 12. Jim Jan, Brian Hunt, and Brett Benuski. Where you guys at?
he was good. Shabby that 7.
The light was shining on. They got it up there. 100 goes 20. Hey. This is USA. I'm trying up for 140. 140 up for 160. He looked 180. Who's got 180? 160 looking for 180. 180. Going 180, Chris?
Where we at? We got what?
You're 160.
Yeah.
160 looking for 180. We got 180 looking for 200. 180 looking for 200.
180.
We got 180.
Okay.
We got 200 looking for 220. 2 looking for 220. We got 220 looking for 240. 220 looking for 240. 220 looking for 240. 220 looking for 240. 220. 220. Going once. Twice. Sold at Eric and Janet. Team number 13, the outfit out of Niles, Michigan. Brian Bodick, John Davis, and Carl Tom. Boy, is that a loaded team. Where you guys at? Brian Bodick, where you at? There you are. Got 190 cells? Of course they do. 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. Another good team. 100 looking for 120 on team number 13. Team number 13. The outfit. 100 looking for 120. Good team. 100 looking for 120. We got 120. 30. 30. 120 looking for 140. 120. 120. 20 looking for 140. 120.
Hey, John, bias. Better off. You get half. 6 each plate. You and Mike by mouth was split.
You got 100? Once, twice, sold to sell. You amigos. Team number 15. Rick Callio, Johan Cancino, and Dylan Nowicki. Just gotta remember you guys from that. It's a little lower team. Where are you guys at? Got 100? 100, looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. Another good team. 100 looking for 120. I got 120 looking for 140. 140 looking for 160. 160 looking for 180. 160 looking for 180. 180, looking for 200. 180, looking for 200. We got 200. Looking for 220. Still have 200, looking for 220. 220, looking for 240. 220, looking for 240. 240, looking for 260. 240, looking for 260. 240, looking for 260. 240, 260, 260, looking for 280. 260, looking for 280. 260, looking for 280. 260, 260, going what? Twice sold. Oh. For 260. Team number 16. Owen, Wisconsin. Owen? It says the whale. Owen. Go put oil on there. Okay, John, let's put you guys me. So Doobie, Travis, and Christopher Powell. You guys got 100 on yourself? Oh yeah, got them there. Look at just look at them, guys. 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. 100 20. 20. 120 looking for 140. 140 looking for 160. 160 looking for 180. 180 looking for 200. 180 looking for 200. 180 looking for 200. 180. 180. Going once. Twice. Sold. Sell. 180. Okay. Crew on a Delta. Matt Gibson, Crew Jennison, and Matt Smith. Where are you guys at? Aha. 1, 2.
Oh, they're in the back, I think.
Oh, they're in the back. So they said 200.
Yeah, right.
Got 500? Yeah. Got 100 on your team?
Yes, ma'am.
I got 120. Looking for 40.
Yep.
Got 140 looking for 160. 140 looking for 160. 160 looking for 180. 160 looking for 180.
Me?
Yeah.
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 180 looking for 2. 180 looking for 200.
Do I have it?
No, you have 180. I'm looking for 200. 180 looking for 200. 200 looking for 220. 200 looking for 220. 220 looking for 240. 240 looking for 260. Somebody must know you here. 240 looking for 260.
Yes, ma'am.
260 looking for 280. 260 looking for 280. 260 looking for 280. 260. 260. Going once. Twice. Sold to themselves for 260. All of the family. Oh boy, look at this team. Loaded team, all of the families. We got Roger Byers, his son Chad Byers, and his grandson Tyler Byers. Chad Byers took fourth. Roger finished pretty good. They're going to be cashing in on a few points. You guys got on? Yeah. Cheers. Got 100 on yourself? Of course they do. 100 looking for 120. Got 200 looking for 250. Jumped it. See, other people going. 200 looking for 250. 200 looking 250 on all the family. Team number 19. 250 looking for 300. 250 looking for 300. What happens when you shoot good in the tournament year after year? 200 looking what? 250 looking for 300. 250 looking for 300. 250 looking for 300. 250 going once, twice. So Ryan, busy back there. Ryan and Joseph. You're getting closer. Team 20, just off the block, out of Shell Lake, Wisconsin. See that 1760? This team won the tournament last year. Got 100 on yourselves? Bob? You guys aren't buying yourself? Hello? 50?
I'll go 60.
Yeah, 60 minimum. 20 a person. Guys want 60? 60. 60 looking for 80. 80 looking for 100. 100 looking for 120. 120 looking for 140. 120 looking for 40. They won this tournament last year. 120 looking for 140. 120 looking for 140. We got 140. 140 looking for 160. 140 looking for 160. 140 looking for 160. And last year's winners, who got it? 160, you? They got 160. Oh, they got 160. Well, I got 180 then. 180 looking for 200. 180 looking for 200. Just out of luck. 100. 180 looking for 2. 180 looking for 2. 180. 180. Going once. Twice. So, Janet and Erica bought you last year too. $4. Thank you. Rock and Roll Randy, team number 21 out of Marshfield. Randy Gester, Steve Jones, Jeff Denfeld. Where are you guys at? Wow. I got 100 off the team? Sure. 100 looking for 150. 100 looking for 150. You gonna stay out here in bed or what?
Yeah.
Got 150 looking for 2. 150 looking for 200. 150 looking for 200. 150 looking for 200. You got 200 back? 200 back? No confidence, huh?
That's fine.
Okay, 150. 150 looking for 160. 150 going once. Twice. So, Chris Bakken.
That's me.
Team 22, break and run on push up. Bridges. Jason Depford. Mike Neeson. Another loaded team. Together. Got 100 on yourself? What's that? 60. 60 looking for 80. 60 looking for 80. Got 80 looking for 100. 80, 120. 120 looking for 140. 140 looking for 160. 160 looking for 180. 180, 200. We got 200. 220. 220 looking for 240. 240 looking for 260. 240 looking for 260. I thought you said that. 240. 240. You guys want to jump in? 240 going once. There we go. 260. Looking for 3. 280 over here. 280. 280 going once. 300. 300 looking for 320. 300 looking for 320. 300 looking for 320. 320, look at that. 320 looking for 340. 320 looking for 340. 320 looking for. All right, team number 23. Running with no break. Next guys.
I want them to deliver.
Everybody got all right. We'll just put you in a pool. Team number 28, Jacoby Jr.
Hey, what's that? 24. What's it? 24.
Oh, I see 24. Oh, okay.
23.
I know, I'll come back.
Oh, okay.
She's going off.
She's still thinking when Brandon left, said she's in charge. She's doing what you want.
So we're gonna finish up. Oh, forget that. We're gonna go back up to 24. QCA, Davenport, Iowa. Now here's a loaded team. Timothy Bly, Sam Henderson, Cameron Fuller. Where are you guys at? They're all right. Where are these Iowa guys? Yeah, these young guns. Yep. They were taught well, as you can see by their Fargo ratings. You guys got 100 on yourself? Awesome. Who's got 150?
Yeah.
Got 150 looking for two. Two looking for 250. Two looking for 250. 250 looking for 300. 250 looking for 300. 300. Who said yeah? Okay. So you got three? You got 250.
250. 100 here. 300.
That's 300. So you're at 300. Nice, got 350. 300 looking for 350. 300 looking for 350. 300 looking for 350. It's a nice solid team. They're gonna pick some up. See them play. 300 looking for 350. I guess we got 350. 350 looking for 400. 350 looking for 400 on these young bucks. 400 looking for 450. 400 looking for 450. So you guys want all your action? Whatever. Oh, it's a young kid. All right, 400. 400. Going once. Twice. Sold. Two. It's a Raybuck, isn't it? It sure is. Randy Raybuck. Randy Raybuck. C29, Chuck Lake Geneva. Houston. Please, the owner of that fine establishment down there. John Giles and Johnny Bailey. Where are you guys?
Victor and the Franker.
Where's jumped up?
170.
170. Good see? Well, 200.
220.
220. 300. We're bidding on you. On your team. We got so far. 350. Got 350. Oh yeah, you should. 350 looking for 400. 350 looking for 400. 370. 370 looking for 400. I got 400. Too slow. 420 you got them. 420 looking for 440. Got 440 backer. 440 looking for 460. 440 looking for 460. 440, looking for 460. This is a really good team. Yeah, exactly. Pretty tight. 440, looking for 440. 440. Going once. Twice. Sold, Kurt. Sold himself.
Well, we got it up a little.
Team number 27, John Mackey. John Ash and Justin Schwartz. Out of Akron, Ohio. They had a very good showing in the tournament. John and John. Justin's out of an nominated. You guys got 100 on yourself? 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. 120 looking for 140. 120 looking for 140. 120 looking for 140. 140 looking for 160. 140 looking for 160. 140 looking for 160. 160 looking for 180. 160 looking for 180. 180 looking for 2. 2 looking for 220. 2 looking for 220. 220 looking for 240. 220 looking for 240. Looking for 260. 260 looking for 260. 240, 260. Looking for 280. Got 280. 280 looking for 300. 280 looking for 300. 280 looking for 300. 300 looking for 320. 15. 300 looking for 320. 300 looking for 320. 300. 300. Going what? 320. 320 looking for 340. 320 looking for 340. 320 looking for 340. 320. Going what? Twice. Sold the big window. For 320. Okay, cheers. Jason Dover.
50.
Okay, two. Some up and coming sharpshooters over there. Gonna go on the small. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
After 320. 350, $3.
his late. We got Shane Goya, Seth Bass, and Scott Julian. Very underrated team as far as third at 17.7. We got a hump on themselves. What's that? Yep, after this we're it's one here about. So 100 looking for 150. Got 150.
Give me the money. I'll scare everything. Well, if he doesn't want to,
Good team.
160.
240. 240. Looking for 260. 240 looking for 260. 240 looking for 260. 240. 240. Going what? Price? Sold. You're too slow. Sold Brandon. Again, if anyone would like the tag board down there for Brandon. It's down on the outside. Because once we're done with the 100, so, you want to sign anything down there? There's markers down there. Team 30, XL Plumbing, Jared Johnson, Jacob Johnson, and Tim Ratliff. Another good team. They're gonna go far, getting lots of games. Where's XL Plumbing at?
That's the reason I waste money because I fucking hate mine.
Money on themselves. Under,
Because I hate mine.
under 20. Under looking for 120. Hey.
Maybe.
120 looking for 140. 120 looking for 140. 140 looking for 160. 140 looking for 160. 160 looking for 160. 160 looking for 180. 160 looking for 180. 160 looking for 180. 160. 180. 180 looking for 2. 180 looking for 2.
Yeah.
2 looking for 220. 2 looking for 220. 200 looking for 220. 200 looking for 220. 200. 200. Going once. Twice. Sold to Erica and Janet. TKW out of Old Wisconsin. Kevin Kisting. Tommy Trepp. Sean Wilkes. That's a loaded team. Yeah. Come down there, they go. 200 looking for 300. 200 looking for 300.
This sign. Love you. Oh, did you? I missed it. Sorry. Ignore me.
We got 300 looking for 4. 300 looking for 400. And TKW. 300 looking for 4. 300 looking for 400. 300 looking for 350. 300 looking for 350. And TKW. 320. 320 looking for 340. 340 looking for 360. 360 looking for 380. 380 looking for 380 looking for 400. TKW, this is a loaded team. $400. 400, 420. 400, 420. Got 420. 420. Sean? Okay, 400. Looking for 440. 420. 40. 420. Beaver 400. 420. Dude. Would you like to go 440? 420 looking for 440. This is going to be the winning team. 420 looking for 440. 420, 420 going once. Twice. Sold to Erica and Janet. You that one, Brandon.
No. Wait till he don't win. Wait till he brought it back.
Okay, last but not least, of course, we have the pool also. Team Natasha. We got Natasha Zazova, Ulysses Lopez, and Donna Biswell. They're going to get a lot of games, and these ladies can play pool. Where are you at, Natasha? 100, looking for 120. 100 looking for 120. 100 looking for 120 on the ladies. 100 looking for 120. 100 going up. Twice. Sold them themselves for $150. Okay, we got two teams in the pool. Team 23 and team 28. Running with no brakes and Jacoby Jr. Has anybody got 20 bucks? Yeah. Yeah, we got 40. 40 going once. Twice. So
You okay? Don't worry, it's an illusion.
what's that?
Don't worry, it's an illusion.
Yeah, I know it is. All right. Who would like to draw the winning number for the two? Who's up here? Matthew. Isma. Pull mine. Look, not mine. Oh, Whitney, give it to you.
I'll be open.
This is our new fireworks application launched for Fire Sticks and Android devices. If you got an iPhone, you can hit us up for another platform. But you get all your movies, TV series, all your sports, and 24/7 channels. You get your dog TV, you get your billiard TV. You can sign up at facebook.com/letsgetstreaming to send me a message. Use that QR code in the top right, and we'll see you soon.
I'll forget that.
Oh. Oh my God. You want to learn after action? We have to help.